Is the race to make AI more human pushing leaders towards inhuman decisions? The irony of the AI revolution is becoming hard to ignore. We are racing to make machines more human, more conversational, more empathetic, more intelligent. Yet, many of the decisions made by those machines, such as layoffs, hiring filters, promotions, credit approvals, are starting to feel deeply inhuman. And behind those decisions are not machines, they are leaders. The real question is not whether AI is becoming more human, it's whether leaders are becoming comfortable hiding behind machines when making difficult decisions. For most of modern business history, difficult decisions carried a visible human weight. A manager who fired someone had to sit across the table and explain why. A loan officer rejecting an application had to justify that judgment. A hiring manager choosing one candidate over another had to live with the bias and responsibility embedded in that decision. Those decisions were imperfect, subjective, and sometimes unfair, but they were undeniably human. Today, that responsibility is quietly migrating into systems. Performance algorithms rank employees, hiring models filter candidates, risk engines determine creditworthiness, workforce optimization tools recommend layoffs. So, leaders increasingly frame these decisions with a new phrase, well, the system recommended it. And that phrase changes something profound. It transforms a human decision into what appears to be an objective outcome. This shift is happening at the same time companies are pouring enormous effort into into making AI systems feel more human. Chatbots speak in friendly tones. Digital assistants apologize when they misunderstand you. Large language models simulate empathy, humor, and even moral reasoning. So this interface starts feeling increasingly human. But the decision structures behind those systems are often the opposite. They are statistical, pattern based, optimization driven. Their goal is not fairness, compassion, or wisdom. Their goal is efficiency. Consider how layoffs increasingly are occurring in modern organizations. A leadership team may begin with a mandate: let's reduce costs by 10%. Instead of manually reviewing roles and performance, many organizations now feed workforce data into analytic models. The system starts ranking employees by productivity metrics, compensation levels, tenure, or redundancy. The model identifies optimization opportunities. The leadership team reviews this list, and suddenly a deeply human event, the loss of someone's livelihood, has been reframed as a data driven recommendation. No one person decided. The system surfaced the answer, or at least that's how it feels. The same pattern is emerging in hiring. Large companies receive thousands of job applicants for a single role. AI systems now screen resumes, analyze writing styles, evaluate video interviews, and rank candidates before a human recruiter even sees them. So, on paper, this reduces bias and improves efficiency. Great. But the lived experience for candidates can feel profoundly inhuman. Applications disappear into automated pipelines. Rejections arrive instantly with no explanation. A human conversation may never even occur. So, once again, the decision was not made by a machine alone. A leadership team decided that automation should replace human judgment at scale. But to the person affected by that decision, the machine becomes the visible actor, the villain. So, there is a deeper psychological dynamic unfolding here. Algorithms create moral distance. When a human makes a difficult decision, they must confront the emotional weight of that choice. When a system recommends the decision, the emotional burden starts to soften. So the responsibility becomes distributed across data models, dashboards, workflows, automation, and all that fancy stuff. So leaders are not intentionally trying to become less human, but the presence of intelligent systems allows them to feel less personally responsible for these outcomes. The machine becomes the intermediary between intention and consequence, and that intermediary can make even harsh decisions feel neutral. History has shown us that every technological shift changes how humans relate to responsibility. Industrialization allowed managers to think in terms of output rather than individual laborers. Financial modeling allowed executives to treat layoffs as line items rather than lives disrupted. And AI systems may take that abstraction one step further. They can transform human choices into algorithmic inevitabilities. So if the model says productivity will increase by 3.7% after eliminating a department, the decision starts to look like mathematics rather than leadership. But it is still leadership. The model did not choose this goal, the leaders did. And this is the paradox of the current moment. We're investing billions of dollars to make machines feel more human, yet those machines are increasingly being used to make decisions that feel less human to the people affected by them. The empathy is in the interface. The code optimization remains inside that decision engine. And the leaders deploying these systems may not always realize how much distance this is creating. So, none of this means that AI should be removed from decision making. No, AI can surface patterns that humans will miss. It can reveal bias in existing processes. It can make organizations more efficient and sometimes even more fair. But leaders must resist the temptation to treat algorithmic recommendations as moral cover. AI can inform decisions, but it cannot absorb responsibility for them. That responsibility will always belong to the people who deploy the system. The race to make AI more human is one of the most defining technological projects of our time. But the real test of leadership will not be whether machines can simulate empathy. It will be whether leaders remain willing to exercise it themselves. Because when an employee loses a job, a candidate is rejected, or a family is denied credit, the decision does not belong to the algorithm. It belongs to the people who chose to rely on it. And in the age of intelligent systems, the most human act a leader can perform may simply be this. Let's start owning that decision. Thank you.